All right, let's start here. The DA will tomorrow present its manifesto during a critical time in South Africa's democracy. 30 years into democracy, the official opposition accuses the governing part of having failed to provide a better life for all. The party says it's ready to take over. The country's second biggest political party in the country is today briefing the media on the state of readiness ahead of election manifesto launch tomorrow in Pretoria. Let's listen into that.
There will be bus from different areas here in Gauteng. The entire leadership of the Democratic Alliance will be here. All DA mayors, including the Premier of the Western Cape, and all the DA Premier candidates will also be present at the venue. The program will start at 10 with the march at Church Square. It will be a very short march of 2 kilometers from Church Square to here. And then at 11, the entertainment program will start to entertain those who will be here. The entertainment lineup that we have will be headlined by Kat Darren and Master KG. We also have Siki Joanne, Mbongeni Makaya, and Tana Wareham. In addition to that, the official program will kick off at 12. That will be highlighted by the main address being of the DA leader, John Steenhuisen. We are planning that everything will run on time and there won't be any delays. So we are anticipating that the official program should end somewhere around 1:30, just for your preparation purposes. We have been very encouraged by the high media interest in this. We have over 200 media accredited for the press conference. For those that haven't as yet collected their accreditation is taking place today at 2 venues. One is the Sheraton Hotel, which is just across the road, and also at our offices in Kululeke House at the DA office, for those that might not make the trip to come to the Union Buildings today. And also tomorrow earlier there will be a provision for that, but I would just like to encourage our colleagues in the media for a smoother flow of events tomorrow. Let's do the accreditation as much as we can and finish it today. So what we are looking forward to tomorrow is going to be a very smooth program. As you know, with our standard activities, we put a lot of effort and resources into making sure that it runs on time and it runs smoothly. We do not anticipate any major incidents. We have made provision for generator backups, particularly here at this venue. The last few days there's been instances of power outage in this area, so we have planned in advance so that everything runs fluently and there is no interruption. But to get into the details of the manifesto and the journey that the party has taken to get to this juncture, I'd like to call Matt Cuthbert, who will speak into details about that, followed by Dr. Ivan Meyer, who will talk about the strategic call that we have made to come here at the seat of government, and then our chief whip will talk about the state of the DA currently and the momentum that we are in. Matt, over to you.
Thank you very much, Solly. Good morning, colleagues. It's a very exciting day for us as the DA, and we're getting ready for our manifesto launch tomorrow. It's taken 10 months of meticulous work to get to this point, where we've consulted with our party structures across the board and across the country, met with experts to make sure that the offer that we give to South Africans is one that is credible, one that is realistic, and one that is grounded in the lived realities of South Africans. I think what's key about this particular manifesto is that it's very accessible. It's not a 260-page document like other parties have released. It's a short 50 pages, and it focuses on the key solutions we need to be able to turn our country around. I think we're often accused of writing for the business day, and I like to think that we've contrasted that this time around, because it's something that every South African from every walk of life will be able to understand, internalize, and be able to relate to. And I think that's what makes this the most important manifesto yet. Once we have proceeded with the process tomorrow, we will be taking this document to the ground, making sure that all our activists are briefed on this document, that voters in our communities across the board, from Tembisa to Bedford View, are out there and know about our document and know about our offer to rescue South Africa. And we firmly believe that together, hand in hand with civil society and business, we can rescue South Africa, and we believe that this plan provides us with an opportunity to do so. I think that our country is counting on us to do this, and it's important that we don't let her down. Now, we don't want to scoop ourselves for tomorrow, but I thought that it would be worthwhile to show you guys exactly what our manifesto looks like for tomorrow. And if you stay tuned until 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, you'll get some more detail on it, and we'll be happy to take some more questions around it. But I present to you the rescue plan for South Africa, the DA's plan to turn around our country and get it back on the right trajectory. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt, and good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at the Union Buildings. You may ask, what is the significance of our presence here today at the Union Buildings? Well, you will know and recall that in 1994, President Mandela took the oath of office right here at the Union Buildings in 1994. But we know that the ANC broke that dream, and we are here today and tomorrow in particular for the second freedom. We know that the ANC broke the Constitution, and they broke it in their decision making and the plans and execution in the executive. We are here at the Union Buildings because this is the center of power. This is the place that must have the highest respect for the Constitution of South Africa, both in terms of the powers and duties of the executive, but also in terms of the oath of office of the President. It's not only the center of power, it is the executive seat of power, but under the ANC, it has become the executive seat of corruption. And so we are here with a clear message at the Union Buildings because we are a government in waiting. We are physical closer to the Union Buildings tomorrow, but we also electorally closer to winning the election. So we have a realistic plan, and so as my colleague Matt Cuthbert has mentioned, this is a plan rooted in research, science, data, and evidence. So it is not an empty plan of empty promises like we have seen in the State of the Nation address by the President. Our plan is a clear pathway to victory, but it's also a plan and a commitment to rescue South Africa and to change South Africa, because under the ANC, this place has become a failed state, a criminal state, and a mafia state. And so we are here for execution at the executive seat of government, because we are here to show an intent to govern, an intent to rescue South Africa. We want to bring to the Union Buildings an ethical government, an honest government, a capable government, and a caring government. Currently, we do not have an ethical government in the Union Buildings. We do not have an honest government in the Union Buildings. We do not have currently a capable government in the Union Buildings. And we definitely do not have a government that is caring in the Union Buildings. And so the Democratic Alliance Federal Executive Authority has approved this plan to effect change in the lives of people. Day one, you will see some changes under a DA government because we understand the executive duties of the executive authority as outlined in the Constitution. It will be here where we are right now. This will be the place after the election in May when a new president will undertake the following oath. The new president will have to assist us to rescue South Africa. And the oath is part of the tools to rescue South Africa if you have an honest government in the union buildings. This person will have to promote and advance the Republic and oppose all things that will harm the people. This person will also have to protect and promote the rights of all South Africans in this union buildings. They must also discharge their duties with all your strengths and talents and to the best of your knowledge and ability and true to the dictates of his or her conscience, and to do justice to all in this building behind me, the Union Building. And this person that will become the next president of South Africa in this Union Buildings will take an oath of office to be managed by the Chief Justice. And lastly, in terms of this oath at the Union Buildings, this person that will be sworn in as the next president after the May elections must devote him or herself to the well-being of the Republic and all its people. That is the real significance of why we are here today at the Union Buildings, launching our manifesto here tomorrow with the federal leader John Steenhuisen outlining the key commitments in our manifesto. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mayor. Colleagues, it is all systems go for the DA for tomorrow. We will be having tens of thousands of people here tomorrow, and we are incredibly excited. But I think it's important to note in the context in which we are launching this manifesto in this election year. One, we are launching this manifesto during a very difficult time in South Africa, where 30 million people are living in poverty, 7 out of 10 young people do not have work, and many of our communities are not safe. And South Africa has recently been plunged into stage 6 load shedding, even after the commitment by the President and his minister that we will be seeing the beginning of the end of load shedding. As our MPs demonstrated this week in Parliament, we are making our offer to South Africans in this context, and we are saying these are the issues that matter to you. These are the issues that are the things that are really the albatross around your neck, and these are the solutions that we as the official opposition have to those solutions. We want to assure South Africans that our offer that will be launched tomorrow has been costed. It is very much rooted in our fiscal reality currently in South Africa, not where we want to be, but where we currently are and how we get to where we want to be. And chiefly in this offer that we're going to be launching, we want to lift people out of poverty. We want to make sure that we get people into employment. We want to resolve the energy crisis that is going to be hindering and continues to hinder our growth. We want to make sure that we have safe communities and that essentially we rescue South Africa from the clutches of ruin. The DA has been poised internally to not only make the offer to South Africans of where we are, but also to ready ourselves. And we've been engaged in a series of ready to govern workshops with the various provinces. As many of you know, we have identified strategic provinces where our research shows us that we are likely to see a DA-led coalition government, whether it is in KwaZulu-Natal or Gauteng or the Northern Cape. And of course, the intention is to retain the Western Cape with an increased majority. But all of those things are not viewed outside of the overarching and very bold goal of forming a national government that is going to be led by opposition parties, anchored by the Democratic Alliance in 2024. And the reason being is that we believe that South Africa cannot afford to have another 5 years of the ANC at the helm of government, and that we desperately need an alternative. And we believe that that alternative is not only poised to take over, but we've identified a clear path to victory. The formation of the multi-party Charter 2 has also increased our view of how we get to a national government coalition. Our research is showing us that we are well on our way to achieve our targets and our electoral goals. But of course, this research is only a guide, because ultimately the most important poll is the poll on election day. And so we take nothing for granted. We're going to be working flat out as soon as this manifesto has been launched. From Monday onwards, we will be taking our offer to every corner of the country, and we will be campaigning hard to showcase South Africans what it is that we are bringing to them. We're outside of the ANC, we're the only other political party that has the kind of depth and the kind of reach that can see us having a branch in every single ward, which has been a very targeted approach of the DA leadership of the past couple of years, to make sure we've got structures in wards so that...
All right, let's come out of that briefing. Of course, that is the DA briefing the media ahead of its manifesto launch tomorrow. The party says it is ready to take over. Earlier, we heard from the DA, Dr. Ivan Meyer, DA Federal Chair, saying that the party is ready to rescue South Africa. And you've heard there the DA, Siviwe Gwahube, saying that it is a difficult year that we are going into in terms of the election year. But she says that tomorrow's plan will be clear, and it will be costed, and it will be within the fiscal reality. So we'll continue to just get an update and see what else was said.